Geoholics.
Yeah, buddy.
Dude, I normally get in trouble when I play music that loud.
I mean,
Hey, when you run the board,
okay. When you run the board,
you can do whatever the hell you want.
You make the rules, buddy.
It's such a great song. That's one of those songs that we could use every single episode to get us pumped up.
I would agree with that.
Right? Not that we need to get pumped up, because our guest tonight just automatically gets my blood flowing.
It's why we have them on at the beginning of every year.
Indeed, we do. I think
Just
it's probably the third or fourth year, possibly.
It's definitely the third.
Definitely the third, right on. Well, we're excited. We'll get him in here in just a second. But before we do, let's catch up on some things. This is episode 272.
272.
Indeed. And
moving right along.
We did recently get our 350th episode badge on Podbean. So don't get distracted by 272. It's actually a lot more than that.
Yeah, there is a lot more than that. But
yeah,
we also hit 350,000 downloads.
Well, there you have it. Look at us go.
Look at us go.
Look at us go. And I have a feeling that is going to exponentially rise in 2026.
I have that same feeling.
So much
I don't know why. It's
like the momentum doesn't stop.
It's an exciting time to be alive.
It is. All right. Well, buckle up. Here we go. News and happenings. We are about ready. Unfortunately, by the time this gets released,
we'll probably be done.
Late.
Yeah.
We're getting ready to release our final list of friends of the program for 2026.
Yes.
I think just about all of our 2025 friends of the program have come back. And we've probably added at least a half a dozen on top of that.
Yeah. I think so.
This list is blowing my mind, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on.
Yeah. I think we're going to outdo last year again.
Yeah.
So
I'm
excited about that.
Down. Yep. And that being said, we can't thank our friends of the program enough for all their support through all the years. This going on our 6th year. And we couldn't be here without them. I know it's a cheesy thing to say, but it's the truth.
It is. And we'll continue to thank them as we go. But yeah, in advance, buckle up.
Buckle up. I like that. And we failed last episode to mention our good friend Peter Cox.
We did. Yes.
Her new book. I think she refers to it as a novel.
Is it a novel?
I think it's a novel.
Okay.
So
it's called Penny Taylor, the Surveyor.
Penny Taylor, the Surveyor.
The Portal of Shifting Coordinates by our own Peter Cox. And
I am pretty sure it's like the first of 5 in a series, if I remember the story correctly. So not only is this a great book for all your family and friends, but stay tuned for the next 4 or 5 books in the series as well.
Paperbacks available at Amazon.
There we go.
Penny Taylor, the Surveyor.
Penny Taylor, the Surveyor. I love it. And congrats to Peta.
Yeah, that's awesome. And she's always talked about doing that. And I'm really proud of her.
She finally did.
That's really cool.
It is awesome. So this episode is, of course, powered by MLID, who is returning this year, making aerial and terrestrial surveyors faster and easier than ever before. To learn more, go to emlid.com. Weekly updates. Catch up with your favorite co-host. What's going on, man? How was your vacation?
It was good. It was good. Every year we go to the beach house.
Nice.
Not our beach house, our friend's beach house. In San Diego, Ocean Beach. It's an amazing week. We were just talking about there's something about being on the coast over New Year's. It's like the tides and the in and then the out and the old year, new year coming. It's just I don't know.
I like where you're going with that.
Something about it.
I like it.
There's nothing wrong with sitting on a beach watching the waves crash all day and doing nothing to kind of refresh you for a new year.
Besides being here, it's my happy place.
I would completely agree.
Yeah,
besides being here with you, it's my second favorite place to be.
And you know what? If you would just invite me next year, I could be there with you too.
How do you feel about sleeping outside?
Depends.
Okay.
I won't rule it out.
Okay, right.
I've slept in worse places, I guarantee it.
How was your New Year, my friend? How was your
holiday season has been fantastic.
Yeah.
No doubt about it. It's the last holiday season, Christmas, most importantly, without grandkids.
Yeah. Your life is going to change.
It will be very different.
I have a very feeling about that.
Yes. So it's super exciting. The other thing, and I was going to mention it to you before the show, I probably should got permission to do this, but I was on a radio show yesterday.
What?
Yes.
Yeah. I in the future, buddy,
you should probably ask.
Give me a heads up. You don't have to ask permission, but it's more of a heads up kind of thing.
Just FYI.
You sometimes have the tendency to shoot from the hip a little bit, so I'm supposed to be the reasonable one.
The good news is, the voice of reason.
Yes.
The good news is it wasn't live, so there is editing that could take place.
Okay, that's good.
It was a 9-minute segment with our good friend Rex Perry.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. He hosts a radio show, and we recorded a session yesterday, and it's going to be released on January 17th at 7 p.m.
Awesome.
Yeah. So once that gets out, we'll send links to it and stuff like that and see what a complete idiot I made of myself. But
very cool.
I felt it went pretty good. So anything else?
No.
Ready to keep going here? All right. Our weekly updates, of course, are brought to you by Topodot, also returning.
Yes, they are.
This year. And
they've got some exciting things coming up.
Going on with those guys.
We can't let it out yet, but we did have, we've been talking to Ted over there, and there's some exciting things happening.
He is an outside the box thinker. No doubt about it. Topodot, of course, leads the way in point cloud feature extraction and data governance. To find out more, go to topodot.com. Our song of the week this week is brought to you by Altera Central, another returning friend of the program. Your Trimble dealer for all things survey mapping and even marine gear. Did not know that. And to find out more about Altera Central, go to alteracentral.com. Tell us about that opening number.
A very familiar. Is this a 5-timer? Probably a 5-timer. 4-timer. That was, everybody knows, Metallica. That song, Seek and Destroy. Oh man, these guys, American heavy metal band. The band was formed in 1981 in Los Angeles by vocalist guitarist James Hetfield and drummer Lars Ulrich. 1981.
That's
wow.
Insane.
They have released 10 studio albums, 4 live albums, a cover album, 37 singles, and 39 music videos. How do you have more videos than singles? Okay. The band has won 9 Grammy Awards, 23 nominations, and ranked as one of the most commercially successful bands of all time, having sold 130 million records worldwide.
You know what? I think that all 4 times we used Metallica was with our guest this evening.
That would make sense.
I think it could very well be. Yeah. I think I may be
right. There's nothing wrong with habits.
No.
Man knows what he likes.
Go with what you like. Yeah. Exactly. All right. Next up, we got our GeoNet count of the week.
It's my favorite.
You love this.
Yeah. By setting up a GeoNet satellite reference station, GeoNet miners not only earn passive crypto income, but also empower critical sectors to function in the real world with precision navigation, including artificially intelligent robots, drones, autonomous vehicles, augmented reality, and the metaverse. Did you just add that in there? Or?
I didn't. Okay. From what I understand, they're part of the metaverse. I don't know how that could be, but more power to them.
We'll have them on, and they'll tell us.
They will, yes.
Also, a returning friend of the program. No, not this year.
Not this year.
Okay.
They're focusing on their tremendous growth.
This is the you got to give me a heads up thing. Current count 20,722 satellite miners, 4,500 cities, and 155 countries. Be sure to go to geonet.com. Be sure to click on Find a Hex. See if you can put one on your house or place of business and start making money. Gotta know, Kent. Have we moved the box from the spot that it has been?
You know what?
How much crypto is that earning for you back there?
We need to send your dad's to him as his Christmas present.
Oh, yes.
A belated Christmas present.
Yes.
See that? I was waiting for it.
Okay. You're just waiting for after the holiday season to get that done. Yep. Got it. 10-4.
Timing is perfect.
Oh, well, but then you know what happens once we send it, then it's going to be on the clock and he's going to get it up and working before you will.
Wait, is he going to get it up before I get it up?
More. Yes. 1,000%.
That would be really sad for a lot of reasons.
A retired accountant gets it on his house before you do.
Oh my God. All right. Well, stay tuned for more on that.
Yeah, exactly. How about let's get our guest in here?
Let's do that. Our guest this week is, of course, brought to you by David Evans and Associates, also coming back this year. To find out more, to find out more about the DEA difference, visit DEAINC.com. That's DEAINC.com. Our guest this evening is Mikel Bowman. Mikel is from Bloomington, Indiana. Good Midwestern boy. President of Bowman Legacies, best-selling author. Mm-hmm. We're going to find out more about all this stuff. Coach, keynote speaker, leadership development coach, business coach, personal development coach, life coach, and mentor. He likes to call himself a cultural guru. Mm-hmm. Love that. Hobbies include he focuses on living and experiencing life and helping you grow as a leader, both at home and work. Love that. Michael, thank you for your time. Welcome back to the Geoholics.
Thank you. Thank you. And I don't call myself a guru. That was given to me. So someone just now listening is like, what a dick. He calls himself a cultural guru. Oh, no, wait, pump the brakes.
He's humble is what he's saying.
Yes, completely humble.
What a dick.
How have you been, man? How was 2025 in a nutshell?
It was earth-shatteringly fast, and we did so much. We traveled to Canada. We traveled across. We just did so much this year. We created our own app, and then we also, our youngest moved to her first year in college, and nice. My oldest child's in college, and we sold our house on 31 acres, bought a new home. This last year, we are just ready for some.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, hopefully 2026 is going to bring you some peace and clarity.
Oh, it already has. The break's been great. Our holiday was wonderful. And nice. It's good to have the family back together for the holiday. And it's felt really right. So we feel rejuvenated and ready to go.
Good for you, brother. So are you still living in Indiana then with this new house?
Yes. Yep.
Cool.
Nice. I'm the kind of guy, it's like we had 31 acres and it was awesome, and I'm an outdoorsman, but because of the business and what we're doing, we're in love with the organization. We just didn't have time to maintain it. And I knew that there's somebody else that would love that place. And so we just moved. This is an old hillbilly saying, we moved closer to town.
Yeah.
Yeah, now it's only 5 minutes to the Piggly Wiggly.
That's right.
Oh, man. So great. Well, good. Congrats. And I'm sure 2026 is going to be even better for you guys. Let's jump into this just a little bit, because you've got a really good thing going here with Bowman Legacies. And in fact, one of the taglines, and we've talked about it before a little bit, on the website, is that your objective should be build a legacy that will far surpass your legend. And I love talking about that every time we get an opportunity. So shed some light on that phrase.
Throughout the annals of history, we forget about people that were famous, absolute legends, right? And however, their deeds still perpetuate themselves, either good or bad. And I think that a lot of the times in society that we live in now, we focus a lot on fame. Spend a little time on Instagram or TikTok. These people are really hoping to get famous. Everything's based upon fame, but it's short-lived because you won't be remembered. But your deeds will. Your deeds perpetuate itself. When you were a kid, you ever throw a rock in a puddle? And we watch those ripples go out to its exterior, right? But they also come back to its source, and they affect you. So it's just such a short gain what they're doing. But what we hope to help people do is build that kind of legacy that it perpetuates good in your family, perpetuates good in your business, perpetuates good in your team and whatever it is that you're doing. Because, man, if you're focused on negativity, you're going to get a lot of it. But if you're focused on doing good and leaving behind good, man, that echoes long after you're no longer even a legend.
Yeah. Yeah. And talk about why those three things are important and how they're connected. It's not just leaving a legacy with your family. You mentioned leaving a legacy at work. You can't just focus on one, right? All three of them. Go ahead.
I think if you're learning to lead on a high level and your intention is to do that, you automatically leave a legacy in those three places: in your community, your business, and at home. It's because wherever you're walking, if you're going into the gas station, because you've had a bad day, you're not going to be mean to the gas attendant and ruin their day.
Yep.
Right? You're not going to ruin their day because you're trying to leave some kind of legacy behind. And the importance for me is, life is short. I know what it's like to sit in the ER and the doctor said, you're not making it out of here.
Yep.
So I know what it's like to be there. I know what it's like to be on a site and not enough of a guy to put in a 5-gallon bucket. It's very, very fragile. And so we're only here for a short time. And in my opinion, for me, I want to leave something behind. I want to do great things. I have greatness within me. You guys have greatness within you. Let's get down with that and let's continue to build that kind of a legacy. I just don't have time for anything else. I don't want to do anything else.
So how did having that near-death experience change you?
Oh, man. Well, I've had several in my life, but that one in particular is because they never bother me. When you're young, you're like, and I almost died.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah, it's cool.
And then your buddies are, we all almost died. You just chalk it up when you're young. But I had 2 daughters in that moment. And it became very surreal to me that I'd never be able to hold their hand again. I'm never going to be able to tell them I love them. I'm not going to see them get married. I'm not going to be able to give them away at their wedding. I'm not going to see my grandkids. I mean, Kent, you're very fortunate. You get some blessings coming, and I would not be able to be there for that. And I'm the kind of guy who likes to stick around even for a bad movie because I just got to see how it ends.
Yep.
And so for me, it really made me hone in on and focus hard on, okay, what's this life really about? And I know I have to be intentional. It changed my path entirely on going, hey, everything I do is intentional. Everything I do has cause and effect. And I want to double down on that. Still enjoy life, still love life, but I want to double down on leaving something behind that was good. I want to spend my life doing good.
Yep. So not everybody has the opportunity to survive a near-death experience and realize how important it is to live intentional, right? Mm-hmm. So how do you convey that to someone who hasn't, experienced what you've experienced?
That's a really good question. And for us, it's about influencing and getting your audience to trust you and to understand. In leadership, in your team or at home, it's about people trusting you in time and consistently trusting you in such a way that when you do tell them these stories, they can kind of feel it a little bit. And it makes them, and because they trust you first and maybe even love you a little, it gives them that opportunity to question their own thoughts and measure themselves up against those ideas. I don't want anybody just to blindly buy anything that I say. I want them to question it. I want to measure it up and see the truth behind it and then make it their own. Because when they do, man, they'll go much farther than I have because they make it their own. They'll go in places I never could have gone because they make that concept their own and own it.
Yeah. No, that's really good stuff. Now you mentioned both in the opening, but you mentioned both legend and legacy. From your perspective, what's the difference between those two?
Legend only lasts so long. Legacy perpetuates itself. The definition of legacy, and so many people look at it financially. You're leaving behind land. You're leaving behind, real estate, money, that sort of thing. But honestly, for me, legacy is those actions you make on a daily basis that matter, that intentionality that you grow as a leader and not just walk blindly through life, realizing that your decisions matter, your words matter. And how you walk through life with other people truly matters. And that continues to perpetuate it, good or bad. When I was younger, I was building a bad legacy. I was violent. I was angry. And I always wondered, man, this world is such a crappy place. Mm-hmm. Look at all these crappy people. They're just all these angry people. And I'm getting in fist fights all the time. And I'm blaming all these other people for these rowdy moments. But what I realized was that's the mode I was living in. That's the focus that I laser beam focused on. And I just kept perpetuating that. But the moment that I decided, you know what, this is not working, I'm stressed out all the time. I'm just wore out all the time. I'm on guard all the time. And my wife's wore out because I'm angry and mean. Once I started perpetuating love, more came. The more I started perpetuating charity, more came. The more I gave, the more people started to give back. And the entire view, my entire paradigm of how I thought the world worked completely shifted. And now I just see beauty everywhere I go.
Yeah, that's a paradigm shift, right? I mean, that's a, and you mentioned it, give to get. That's kind of the basis of this. What do you think was the moment that kind of flipped the switch for you to start thinking that way and, shifting your mindset?
I was at work, and I can't believe I'm going to tell this story, but I am. So I was in college and I was delivering furniture. And I was working with a guy who talked about himself in the third person, and he was a driver. His name was Mr. Chad. Mr. Chad talked like this. kind of talk like Mr. P. And he told me we're going through a really rough area outside of Kathleen in Lakeland, Florida. And I won't say precisely where, but we were going to a place and he goes, "Listen, you got to listen to Mr. Chad, Michael." Actually, he called me Flip because I was always flipping out all the time. So that was my nickname. He goes, "Flip." He said, well, you gotta watch where Mr. Chad go. You go with Mr. Chad. Everywhere Mr. Chad is, Flip better be there. Well, Mr. Chad,
I gotta start doing this.
Have we not heard this story yet?
This sounds way too much fun.
You got to listen to what Kent say. You follow Kent. You go where Kent go. You do what Kent do. So I go, all right. Word. I'm like, all right, Chad. Fine. And he was really just trying to look out for me. And he was one of the strongest guys in it. So we were delivering a washer and dryer. And he picks the washer up off the back of the truck by himself. And he carries it into the house. And,
word.
And so I'm cleaning up and I'm like, I'll catch up with him. But we're parked right in front of a house. And then there's a house adjacent. What I didn't realize is he took that washer into the house adjacent. And I walked into the house that we were parked in front of. I did not go where Mr. Chad said to go. And they were what we called cracker shacks. That's what Mr. Chad always called them. And they were these old buildings that were built way long ago in old Florida. And they were just a box house. And there was a screened-in porch. And then you walked into the next door to the house and you walked directly into the kind of kitchen dining area. Almost every time the kitchen table was in front of you right there. And sure enough, I walk in there. There's the table. Here's the house. And I look up and sitting across from me at the head of the table is a gentleman. And he snorts a huge line of cocaine off the top of the table.
What is happening? Yeah. This is like something out of Breaking Bad.
Oh, dude. And this is a true story. And he goes, and then he looks up and sees me there. And there's two men standing in suits right next to him. I mean, right directly across. They're both broad-shouldered. They were both looked, Brazilian. And he looks at me and I'm looking at him and he says, "Sit down."
So now it's Scarface.
Yeah. And I was like, oh God. And he goes, "Sit down right now. You sit down."
Oh my God.
And I said, "Hey brother, I love you, man. I walked in the wrong door. I love you. And I just want to go home. I just want to see my wife, man." I was in college. I was married. I'm young. And I just said, and the old me would have been mean, would have been aggressive. Yeah. But dude, if I started off with that, those two guys in suits would have just stomped a mud hole in me. And I was very proficient in martial arts as a young man. I met my wife at a kickboxer's wedding. I mean, it couldn't be a more 90s movie with Metallica in the background,
Of course.
And so I just was like, guys, I'm a hillbilly from Indiana. There's my truck. Here's my uniform. I walked in the wrong house, bro, and I'm going home to see my baby. Okay? That's all I want. And the two guys started walking towards me.
Oh, boy.
And I thought, oh, this is it. This is where it ends, right here in Florida, right in Kathleen at a cracker shack when I should have just listened to Mr. Chad.
Yeah, right.
And in that kindness, that guy reached his hand up and pointed his finger and he goes, hey, leave him alone. He's a good boy. He's a good boy. He said, "You're going home?" I said, "I'm going home." He goes, "You say nothing?" I said, "I say nothing." And I didn't tell that story. My wife didn't even know that story for 10 years later. So I think the statutes of limitations are gone on that.
Yeah, I think you're good. Yeah.
But it was that love. I mean, I could have cussed those guys. I could have kicked either. At that time, I'm doing the splits between bar stools.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm athletic. Yep. I'm in my 20s. I can run 3 miles in a dead sprint. I'm in the top peak of health that I've ever been in. I fought some semi-professional kickboxers at that time. I could have done that. And I could have died that day too.
Sure.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, I don't know how many they would have took to whip me, but I knew how many they were going to use. You know that old joke?
Oh, yeah. Yep, definitely.
And he let me go. And I learned such a powerful lesson in that moment. I chose kindness. I chose love. I chose to be humble in that moment. And I'm still here to talk about it.
Altera Central. Altera Central is the authorized premier Trimble dealer for survey, mapping, GIS, forensics, and marine equipment in Texas, Oklahoma, Arizona, and New Mexico.
Yeah, we love these guys. The studio sponsor for the Geoholics this year. They have 8 offices and provide sales, rentals, repairs, and support for the full line of Trimble products. GPS, GNSS receivers, robotic total station scanners, Seiko accessories, mobile mapping systems, used equipment and field supplies, including Juniper receivers and tablets, LaserTech Troop Pulse rangefinders, and micro drone UAVs.
You definitely drew the short straw on that one. To find out more, go to alteracentral.com.
Let's talk about Carlson Software. Founded in 1983, Carlson Software is a privately owned international market leader in CAD design software, field data collection, laser measurement, and machine control products for the civil engineering, surveying, GIS, construction, accident reconstruction, and mining industries worldwide, providing one-source technology solutions for the entire project cycle.
You're dialed in right now.
I know, right?
Carlson's culture is always on the forefront of adapting and developing new technologies into practical applications while remaining rooted in the down-to-earth industries they serve.
Carlson Software's renowned dedication to customer service is unique in the industry. To find out more, visit
carlsonsw.com. Yeah. And I'm so glad you said that because it is a choice, right? And here's what, like, something I want to talk to you about more specifically is, there's so much negative influence on our lives on a daily basis. As soon as you turn on the TV and put on the news, right? Just all negative influence, social media, negative influence on our lives for the most part, right? So it is a choice.
Other than the Geoholics Instagram account, please follow.
Yeah, follow that. But like to be positive and choose love and kindness is a choice, and sometimes it's a hard choice because we're getting bombarded by so much outside forces of negativity.
Mm-hmm. It is hard, but and that's where discipline comes in, right? There's a discipline. There's a discipline in acting hard. There's a discipline in walking around tough. There's a discipline in that. It's hard work. And there's hard work and love. But when we centralize it to the home, let's just say, if I'm always that, and pardon my French, but if I'm always that asshole at home, that's all my kids are ever going to know, and that's going to become their inner voice.
Yep.
That's going to be the voice that they live by. That's that legacy I'm talking about, that surpasses your legend right there, because it carries on in the mindsets of your children. Now, let's go that on a broader scale. So it's a discipline. And what I find is you veer towards what you focus on. When my father was teaching me how to drive, he would say, he was such a good trainer and teacher on things. And he would say, Michael, you gravitate towards what you focus on. He said, on these long country roads at night, he goes, you're going to get on a straight stretch and a car is going to be coming towards you. If you're doing nothing but watching that car, there's a good chance you're going to subtly go into their lane and not even realize it. You need to focus on where you want to go. Isn't that life?
Yep.
All this stuff is bombarding us with all this information, and it's causing us not even to think for ourselves. We have to ask that question. What's doing the thinking for me? Is it fear right now? Is it ignorance right now? Is it anger? What's doing the thinking for me? Who do I want to be? Who do I want to be? And for me personally, the choice is someone who's leaving a legacy that's good, a man of peace, a man of love. And I'm not saying that the pit bull's on you and you just go, oh, it's a beautiful day and I choose love. And tearing a hole in your leg. I'm like, no, deal with the pit bull. Right? I'm not saying a guy breaks in your house and you're like, it's okay, take it all.
Yeah.
I am a person of love. No, that's not at all what I'm saying. But, because we do great feats of bravery because of love. But I am saying it's about balance. It's about balance. And it takes someone willing to move forward and grow to find where that balance is for them.
Yeah. And it seems like as human beings, we tend to gravitate to the path of least resistance, right? And like falling into the negative valley is easier than making the conscious decision to go the opposite direction and choose peace, choose love, choose positivity. Would you agree with that?
Oh, how easy is it just to comment something crappy on us on something that you saw online? Like to be negative.
Yeah.
Like I love Harleys, and sometimes people talk about Harley. They don't know what they're talking about. It's so easy to go, dude, you have no clue what you're talking. Why?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's what they want. That's what they want.
Right. It doesn't mean a hill of beans. Let it go and move on and act like you've got some class, for God's sakes, instead of trolling people. You know, Roosevelt, one of his greatest speeches is talking about the person who's watching everybody else play the game. The outsider, the one who's just watching, and how petty and small they are. And let me tell you, it's so true. It's easy to be an armchair, whatever, fill in the blank. I want to be in the mix of things that are actually making change. And that's the decision that you have to make with all this pettiness. Do you want to be in all that pettiness? Do you want to, on the side of history, be that person who was small-minded, didn't think for yourself, just believed whatever that you saw, bought it, and just fed into all that negativity? Or are you the person who wants to do something great? You have to choose. And from that, act accordingly.
Yep. And sometimes refer to it as do you want to be Aaron Andrews or Aaron Rodgers?
Yeah, that's right. And the thing is, that choice isn't, it doesn't last for a day. What do they say? It creates it's like 3 weeks to create a habit or something. Oh, like that, right? Yeah. Like, okay, you choose positivity this day. Do it for 3 weeks straight and see how it changes your life.
Right. You don't go to the gym. Well, we all go to the gym for 3 weeks and push real hard and then never go back, right? That's all happened.
Oh yeah, we're in that time now.
Yeah. Perfect time here for that.
It is right? Gym's peak season right now.
People are walking wobble-legged, out of places and like, oh my God, why am I doing this, and questioning life. And then they stop. It's about consistency. If you want the six-pack abs, you want the muscle, you want the tone, or you want to be fit and shape just for your pure health, you got to move. You have to move. You've got to do something. And then you're going to get off the path. But life's all about getting right back on. It's just that easy. I talked to a lot of people who've been in and out of prison. I've sat across a guy who was chained to a concrete table, and we were put in solitary confinement together to talk it out. And that was one of my jobs. He was suicidal. And he just felt like he had just completely derailed his life and there was nowhere to go from here. And they caught him hanging himself. And so it was my job to sit there with him as a guy across the hall in solitary confinement was beating his head against the wall, screaming. And and he just felt like this is the end. And I understand it. I mean, look where we were at. The floor smelled like piss. He's chained to a concrete table. But you know what? I'm going to tell you something. He had greatness within him. And I'm going to tell every single person here, you have greatness within you. I've said this, 3 or 4 times now coming on here. But you've got to understand that I have counseled people that have come out of federal prison. I have counseled CEOs of major companies that are multimillionaires. I have coached everybody across the board. And I'm going to tell you, high functioning people in prison, every one of them, not one of them was dumb. Not one was dumb. They all had a certain brilliance within them. They just needed to accept it. You need to accept it. Well, no matter what that inner voice says, no matter what your mom said, your dad said, your society said, your school said, dude, screw those people. You have greatness within you. And if you're willing to grasp that, you're going to start making decisions in your life towards that greatness. You're going to gravitate towards that greatness. And just like I said about my dad said, you're going to veer towards what you're gravitating towards. If you are staring down that greatness and chasing it every single day with discipline in your heart, I'm going to tell you, the times you get off the path, just get back on. It's just that easy. And you'll go somewhere. You'll actually do something in your life.
Yep. It's not going to be easy.
No.
Before we were on, you mentioned
we're 30 minutes in and we haven't even touched on leadership yet.
Yeah, right. Well, and that's where maybe I have some segue in here because you mentioned traveling to Canada, and I think before we started, you mentioned a conference, the lead from the middle. So can you talk a little bit about that experience?
Absolutely. Bowman Legacies puts on a very powerful conference called Lead from the Middle. I wrote a book called Lead from the Middle. And the conference just enhances that, but it's more than one talk, right? It's Lead from the Middle. Then we do another one about handling problems, and a very powerful one called Linking Shields that we do for organizations. And it's not just a hoorah, it gives you practical tools to move forward. And it's changing lives. It's changing lives. It's moving businesses forward in a major way, and I'm just very proud of it. I'm very proud to be a part of it.
Is that an annual conference?
This is
and you always have it in the same place?
You can host. It's not at the same place. That's actually a great question. It's a conference that you can host in your organization.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
We've done it all up and down the East Coast. We've done it. We're going to be in San Diego next year.
Nice.
We've done it in San Antonio. Gosh, just all over Texas, all over Maine, Virginia. Gosh, Indiana, and so it's been very powerful. And to see these guys' lives change and their mindsets change, I will say too, it's so impactful that when you see grown men just openly crying, and at the end of it, them coming to you and going, you have no idea how much. I stopped counting how many people have said, I'm the guy you were talking about. I was ready to end my life. I was in the hotel last night thinking about it. And because of you, because of this moment, I'm going to keep going.
Wow. How does that make you feel when somebody comes up and says that to you?
It's weird.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you why, because you can't claim the victory and it doesn't feed my ego.
You can't put it on your resume.
No, it's so weird. It's just like, as a young man, I think that maybe it would have fed my ego and I've been like, I'm the hero. And now there's just this reverence for that person right there in that moment that you're just glad that they're still going to be breathing. You're just glad that it affected them and that you served your post well, because it's not about our egos. It's just about serving that post and doing it to the best that we possibly can. And it's surreal and it's very humbling. It's a very humbling moment. This last time in Toronto, we had a lady. Dang it. Why, Kent, do you make me cry every time I come onto your podcast?
Why do you make me cry every time you come on our podcast?
But the book, spoiler alert, the book starts off with at 3 a.m. in the morning, someone calls me with a gun in their mouth. And it's that 3 a.m. phone call. So the lady who hosted us at this last conference came up after I talked, and she's just, tears are in her eyes. And she said, we were in a room of 250 people. She said, I was that 3 a.m. phone call. And then she points to a lady in the audience, and she's the one who picked up the phone.
Wow.
And so it's
that's wild.
Yeah, dude. You can't.
So
I'm terrible at sales and trying to pitch myself, because it's just like I get sick of the sound of my own voice. But when you see that result, you can't help but to go, I want to do this some more. I have to do this more. I have to. To. People need a message of hope. They need a message of hope. Today, I'm telling you, if you're listening and you haven't heard it from somebody, I love you. I love you. And I mean that, because I believe the good Lord loves me, and I got more issues in Time Magazine. If he can love this guy, I can love you. Listen, truly listen and hear this. You are loved. You have greatness within you. People need you. The world needs you. The world needs that greatness to make it great. Keep going.
Yeah. And there's so many people that don't hear that enough.
Right.
It manifests, unfortunately, to those folks.
And we become secluded in our thinking, right? It's all about what we're focusing on. And when we become secluded, what do wolves want to do when they hunt, right? They go into this big herd. They want to seclude something to bring it down. And that's how they bring it down. And one of the first things they love to do is nip it at the heels, but bring its head down. If they can bring the head down, they can control that animal. And so don't let your head get down. Keep your head up.
That's good. That is a great analogy. I love that.
So for each of the conferences, do you customize them based on the company or the audience, or I'm just curious, like what's the big takeaway you're trying to have everyone to get from
100%. We like to have intel before we go so that we can relate. And I don't want to just go up there and start spitting out facts. I want to be relatable to those people. And because I have an eclectic background from the non-for-profit space, or being in the field, civil, construction, mining, and then being an executive staffer and then starting my own business, I can relate to a lot of people. But I want to have an intel. I want to know what these warriors are like.
Sure.
I want to hear, and get to know them, because I'm there to serve them. I'm not there to shock them. I'm there to fill them with practical tools and help them to move forward and lead. But yes, we can cater it. Like the conference itself is 3 talks, but we have given each one of those talks by themselves in other parts of the country as well. So we've just talked for an hour and didn't do the whole conference. So we definitely cater it and move it towards whatever your company or your world wants. We've done it in front of 1,500 people. And I honestly didn't know there was going to be that many people. We just did the lead from the middle, just the first talk. Yeah. And I remember walking in there and the room was packed.
Wow.
I was like, wow. All right. This is what sweaty palms feels like.
Cool.
Yeah, right.
That is so cool. How do you, so that you're catering, those type discussions for larger groups, right? Is there a minimum size? Like, do you want to have at least like 10 people in the group up to whatever, or like, what does that look for you? And because you also do individual coaching, and then you've got the coaching on your website, which we'll get to in a little bit here. But like, what do those various models look like for you?
For us, it's very adaptable, and it's all about time first and foremost. I know last year before, we had to turn a lot of people away. And that was unfortunate, but we just couldn't hit their events. And a lot of people like to call you 2 weeks before they want you there. And it's just that we can't do that. We're already booked. But for us, if you got 2 people in the room and you can get us there on Zoom, you don't have to fly us out there, and 2 people are affected, and maybe even one of those lives gets saved. How is it not worth it? So for us, it's not about the big show. It's not about the standing ovations. It's about saving people right where they're at.
Sure. Yeah, that's awesome. I see Sean's over here perusing your website as we speak. So let's at least talk a little bit about leadership.
Yeah,
because we could go down. Like, I love the path we're going down right now, and I could talk to you for 3 hours straight. I guarantee you. But like from a leadership perspective, and I do like this question. I sent it to you, and I, hopefully you got a chance to take a look at these. But from your experience, this is a great question.
I love it. This one here.
What's the number one leadership blind spot that most managers won't admit they have?
Wow. And, I looked at that and I thought that was such a good question. And I had Anita in the room, who's our vice president. And I'm like, dang, that's a good question.
It's a good one.
And I'll say that when I first heard it, a billion different thoughts came into my mind, and it centralized on one thing. A lot of most blind spots, especially with very charismatic leaders is they're not self-aware.
Mm-hmm.
The other day, this is last year, I'm talking to a former CEO, and he said, well, Michael, you know our culture. You know how good we are. You know how great it is. What he did not know is I had just talked to 4 other staffers in his organization that was hating life, and one of which I helped get a job elsewhere, and he cried the day he left. And he's not a weakling. This guy's an outdoorsman. He was almost a professional athlete. He was so relieved because the hell that he had gone through in that organization. They were bankrupt culturally. They were bankrupt. Their back channels were on fire. He wasn't self-aware. He had absolutely no clue, nor did he want to. And a lot of strong leaders just want to lead. They just want results. They look at the bottom line and they say, that's success. And trust me,
I must be doing good. We're making money.
Mm-hmm.
I have coached. One of the things that I do at Bowman Legacies is help presidents of organizations during divorce keep their business going. This is not something I advertise. This is just something that's happened. So keep themselves in check while the divorce is going on, all the while being a strong leader. So I'm kind of like a plug-in CEO, vice president to that organization. This has happened now 4 times in the 5 years going on 6 that we've been working, and they were major clients for me. They did not have that hindsight. They did not have the ability to look at how they were functioning. And it was in all aspects of life, and it cost them greatly.
Yeah. Self-awareness. You nailed it.
Yeah. You want to learn, key. Ask your 14-year-old daughter how you're doing.
There you go. Right? There you go. Right. We need to get Evelyn on the show.
There you go.
No. She's still too sweet. She hasn't been jaded by hormones and teenagers.
Oh, if I asked her how you're doing, she is going to give me an answer.
Yeah, but it's quite favorable. I'm still in the good dad zone.
Yeah.
I haven't
gotten
just
there
wait.
Yet.
Yeah.
One of the most powerful things, a friend of mine, Lonnie Morlock, just came out with a book last year, and I just want to pitch it for him because I love him. The book is called What Makes Your Team Tick. And Lonnie is just an absolute unmitigated savage, works up and down the coast of California. And I met him years ago. And one of the cool things he did was he was a troubleshooter for job sites that were millions of dollars in the hole. And we did very similar things. But what he would do is when he would come in to take over, he would tell the team, here's my expectations for you. And most leaders stop there. And then he would say, what are your expectations for me? Mm-hmm. And then he would come back and ask, how am I doing? How am I supporting you? What could I do better? And man, a lot of guys just aren't willing to do that because it's all about their ego and not actually leaving a legacy.
Yeah. I mean, it's,
and I'm sorry to cut you off, but I was just curious is how do you, if, as a coach and you identify that that lack of self-awareness is that blind spot, how do you fill that? How do you coach somebody to be, is that one of those, okay, Kent, be more self-aware tomorrow?
It doesn't work that way.
No.
And by the way, you're asking for a friend, right?
Yes. Totally asking for a friend.
It bases on the individual, right? A lot of people just want to hear it. They're so desperate for help that they just want to hear it. And I'm like, this is the feedback your people are giving me. And this is what, you are not self-aware. You are not checking yourself. The words that come out of your mouth are heinous. And you're just killing your team. And it's causing a lot of problems with efficiency. And I'm telling you, time is money, guys, in every aspect. It truly is. I used to hate that statement, but the more time you waste as a leader, the more money you're spending. And so that's one of the things that we end up, companies end up going with us and like, how are we prospering? You didn't tell us how to spend our money. You just taught us how to lead. How is it that we're prospering? It's because they're leading more efficiently and effectively. And so it's the basis of the individual. Some people, I realize that their egos are so big, I've got to gain trust in other small areas first. We got to have some wins first so that they're willing to hear the big thing. Some people want the big thing right away. I had a guy tell me one time, his name is Terry. Terry goes, Michael, stop beating around the bush. Just hit me in the face with it. I don't have time for this shit. And I was like, right on. Here we go. You're a narcissist. And if you don't hate and your people hate you and they're all looking to leave.
And you have a problem with patience.
Yeah. Yes. And you have a problem.
Oh my gosh.
Right. You have a problem with patience, buddy.
Wow. Something you touched on is expectations. Yeah. And, I'm very fortunate. The company I work with provides us with a business coach, that type thing. And, the gentleman that I work with, he pushes me to the limit every time we have a coaching session, right? And it always ends up coming back to establishing mutually agreed upon expectations and the importance of that. And if you could expand on that just a little bit from your perspective, I'd love to hear it.
A lot of times, like I am a kind of for a certain client that I have, I'm a CEO, but they're my client, but I'm one of their CEOs. I'm one on their executive staff. And so quarterly, I'm in all the executive meetings. And one of the things that I found with them, there was no action items and accountability. They kept doing this rope-a-dope of coming back to the same problems over and over and over again. And they just didn't understand it. They were bringing up the problems. They were complaining about the problems. They would talk about the answers. And that was it. And sometimes it was left to somebody's court, but there was no follow-up. There was no expectation there. And it's very important that, leadership isn't this mind-blowing thing. We've been leading for a millennium now. These age-old concepts still work, and having action items and accountability to everything that you're doing moves that needle. Because at the end of the day, we have to set priorities to the things that are expected of us. And you need to set the level of priority it is to what you're talking about. Hey, this is a level X. This is a top priority. I need you to stop what you're doing and do this, to move that needle. And I think that's one of the most helpful things that we're able to accomplish in a lot of the businesses that we work.
Topodot. They're an original.
I know. They are an OG friend of the program.
Topodot, if you didn't know, is a comprehensive solution to manage point cloud data, assess data quality, and extract topographies, models, analysis, and other forms of digital twins.
Yeah, geospatial data acquired along road, rail, utility, and other land survey applications present unique processing challenges.
The Topodot production process is designed to meet these challenges with the right balance between automation and quality, thereby ensuring complex project requirements are met at the lowest possible cost.
And I know you've heard about these guys, but to find out more, go to topodot.com. Safety Apparel is another one of our long-term supporters of the show. Born from the lack of quality and functional gear in the safety industry and frustrated to find no other options, Matthew Stansberry has reinvented safety apparel with the highest quality materials and most functional and versatile vest the safety industry has ever seen. They call it the Party Chief.
Rightfully so.
Yeah, right.
With many applied options, including, but not limited to, silkscreen, sublimation, patches, embroidery, and heat transferred images, they can provide your company with the clothing and art you need to look sharp and professional.
Yeah, that's right. Send Matt an email with your needs, and he will do the best he can to get you headed in the right direction. That email, info@safetyapparel.us. What about the one I've been using and hearing recently? And I don't know if it's too much, but it's the don't do anything else until this is done. Like this is the number one thing. Like,
oh yeah,
like you may have emails come in. Like turn your computer off, or if you can't, but turn your email off.
Yeah.
Put do not disturb on your phone. Hand me your cell phone,
sure.
And like to that level where it's just I have to make the impression that this is the most important thing you can possibly do.
Right.
Because then
I love that.
What'll happen, right? It's, oh man. Well, he came over and said, so I couldn't do both things. Like, no, maybe make it very, very clear. Yeah. There is 0 things that you should do other than this one task.
Yes.
Well, I think the importance of setting that expectation is good, but everybody else needs to know that expectation as well. It needs to be clarified because they're still going to be beating on your door. They're still going to be coming to your office. They're still going to be calling and texting and wondering what the hell is going on. Why aren't they getting what is wrong with Kent today?
Yeah, right. I emailed him. It's been 4 minutes. Why isn't he getting back to me yet?
Now you sound like me.
So in that moment, what I'm going to say is like sometimes we need special teams. Sometimes we need special teams within organizations. I have built that. I've built Green Berets and Navy SEAL teams within organizations, and that, hey, these are the guys who do the black ops. And when they're doing black ops, that's all they do.
Yeah.
And that's what we call it. That's black ops. There's a thing that I call first spear that I initiate in organizations that really want it and need just that kind of niche micro focus. And it's like, hey, man, once they're doing black ops, once they're on the tip of the spear, guess what?
Yep.
We don't bother them and we respect that.
Yeah. No, I love the tip of the spear. I love that.
Let's keep moving along here. We're getting some progress.
Yeah. What's you mentioned earlier that you've coached everyone from like CEOs, to entry level, people. What's a universal leadership truth you've seen, regardless of title or industry?
That the universal truth is that I think that everybody wants to win, even though you're not winning in your team. So if you're listening to this today and you've got a team member, think of the one that you think, this guy, this gal, she just doesn't want to win. Yes, she does. They want to win. Now, are you putting them in that position to win? Mm-hmm. See, every person has primal needs and they have tribal needs. And the primal needs so vast, we won't get into it today, but tribal needs are very simple. Tribal needs are most people want to be a part of something bigger than themselves. They want to be an intricate part, very simple, an intricate part of that, and they want it to be a successful endeavor. They want to win. That's the universal truth. They want to win. Now, guys like Vince Lombardi, he understood that, and he knew each individual needed to be coached and trained in a different way. And if you're proactive as a leader, you're going to find ways to make people win, even when you think they're a lost cause. Right now, I'm coaching a company where the executive staff is with me. There was an individual who they were looking at maybe allowing him to move on. Now he's considered one of the top 3 guys in the organization.
Wow.
Well, how does that happen? That happens with my understanding of this guy wants to win. Let's get him to win. Let's figure out how he can win. Let's see what he does best. Let's see what he's good at. Is he in the right swimming lane? Right? Is he doing the breaststroke here because he's got short arms? Maybe that's not the best thing for him.
That's great. Right seat on the bus, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm. What about the Talk about the importance of failure at the same time.
Ooh, failure is your best friend. I'm a career failure. You're listening to a career failure. I love failure. Failure, you learn from it. And I just love those guys who go, I never lose, man. I never fail. I only win. Oh, bull crap. You fail. You've sneezed so hard you've crapped your pants. Don't tell me that. Don't feed me that. Don't. The fact of the matter is we do lose, and it's okay. For some reason, somewhere around the world, it's not acceptable to lose. But I heard Belichick one time say, Coach Belichick, he said, so many teams focus on how they win. We focus on how we win and how we lose. Mm-hmm. And we don't look at a loss like this most disappointing. He said, I don't care if we lost Super Bowl. I don't care.
Yeah.
He said, we're going to look at that tape. Yep. And we're going to take all that emotion out of failure. And that's one of the biggest things, guys. Take the hurt out of failure and realize that once you can lean into that pain, you can get purpose. And purpose brings progress every single time. You're going to fail morally. Life's short. Life's short, and there's a lot in it. You're going to fail in business. You're going to fail emotionally. You're going to fail in every aspect. That's life. Stop hiding it. Yeah. Fail out in the open.
Yeah. Yeah. Fail forward. I've heard that said many times, right? But you have to allow
the book. That's an excellent book, is to fail forward.
Fail forward. And you have to put yourself out there and humble yourself and allow yourself to fail, right? A lot of people don't allow themselves to fail, so they don't even know what it feels like.
Yeah. And there's a lot of people out there that want to see you fail. They're all sitting there watching you on the tightrope. And they're just waiting to laugh their butts off when you fall off of that thing. But guess what? They don't have the balls to get up there.
No courage there.
So let them. Don't even look at them. Don't pay attention. Just keep focusing on being great. And then when you do have those failures, compute how it happened. Take the emotion, take the hurt out of it, and then decide, how do I fix it? Because too many people go, I'll never do that again. Right? But they don't look at it so emotionally. Then they attribute fear. And other people go, I guess I'm just a loser. And then they make decisions accordingly. No. Look at the trends and commonalities. Look at the data and make wise decisions accordingly and get right back on that path.
Yeah. It's so good. I just watched, coincidentally, and I watch it, I don't know, I probably watch it 4-6 times a year. And I'm sure you're a fan as well of Jocko Willink, right? Super, super powerful guy, really good speaker. Yeah. He's got that video called Good, which you probably heard. And he's like, the whole point of it is like, all right, you didn't get the promotion. Good. You didn't get that equipment you wanted. Good. These are all opportunities, right? To overcome and become better as a result.
I'm working with a company right now that's experienced major growth, fast growth. And they're having all these problems and he's falling apart. And the team was just getting in this panic. And I said, this is great. And they're like, this is not great. I said, look, the holes you had in your armor existed before this fast growth and you couldn't find them. And now they're glaring. So you know what the problems are to solve. Stop thinking about this is such a bad thing and we're failing. No, you're winning. You're fast growth. And it's just glaringly obvious now what the problems were back then. Fix them. And then you're going to continue to grow. Keep innovating. Stop getting frustrated. I look back at my life and see all the times I was frustrated. And what I realized was I had come to a new place in my life trying to operate in the old ways. What I needed to do was innovate. What I needed to do was change and adapt and fail and then get back on the path. Instead of getting frustrated about hating life, I needed to realize I'm still trying to do this in the old way and it isn't working.
Yeah. I mean, failure is an opportunity to fix something.
All right.
It's really that simple.
It is.
Right? Fix it.
And you mentioned a team you're working with has experienced a lot of growth. And my firm is kind of in the same boat. And this question that Ken has on here for culture versus process. And I wanted to pick your brain on that a little bit. The question here is, if you had to pick one of those, culture versus process, to fix, which one would you tackle and why? And the comment I'll say is, we've been experiencing a lot of growth and we've been, we get a lot of advice and we talk, and we come down to, should we define and work on our culture, or should we work on standardization and processes and SOPs? Where do we put our focus?
First and foremost, let me say this. Culture became a buzzword. And because of that, like so many other things, soft skills and all these other things, a lot of people don't understand what culture really is, and they don't understand what it means. And it's this buzzword that means you have a good culture and everybody's happy. And culture is subjective. It's always going to be subjective. I talked to a guy one time who said, we're all womanizers, we're all drunks, and we all love the business that we're in. And we're all, this is the best culture ever. To someone else, that's corrosive and disgusting. Right. So culture is always subjective. Process, looking at trends and data, looking at trends and commonalities. These are the things that are so vital and important, taking all the emotion out of it and looking at it with logic and reason, because ultimately that's how you do that. And that is a part of culture, how you do the business. So for me, it's going to be about process, how things work. And what I'm going to ask myself is, hey, do we have the anaconda syndrome here? Which means an anaconda gets so big, it gets stuck where it's going because its body, its bone systems cannot handle the weight of its body anymore, and it will crush its infrastructure. A lot of businesses do this with fast growth. The head never knows what the tail's doing, and then it has to go into that path of least resistance. And there it is in the path of least resistance. And that leads into one of your questions is that's how we always do it, right? Well, that's how we always have done it. Well, now with fast growth that your firm's experiencing, you have to analyze every one of those. Are we doing this because that's how we've always done it? Or are we doing this process because it actually works?
What do you think of that?
That's kind of what I thought.
That's kind of what you thought?
Yeah. But I like hearing the words in the right order that sound good so I can regurgitate them and sound smarter.
Or you can go to Bowman Legacies. What's the website?
Bowmanlegacies.com.
Bowmanlegacies.com and book a time to talk to Michael.
I may just have to do that.
You might have to do that. Yes, exactly. I have one more question. We're an hour in. We could go another 3, but I know Sean's not up to a 3-hour podcast. Are you? Is tonight the night?
It's not me. It's our listeners.
Oh, the listeners. There's them. Yeah. And I just had a really good example. My bladder failed, right? So I went and took a break and I fixed it. Now I'm back better than ever. See how failure...
Yeah, but in your case, this is a problem that's only going to get worse, not better.
It's an old guy problem.
It's an old guy problem.
Why do I have to pee all the time?
Yeah, right.
Geez. All right. So coaching often means asking really tough questions, I'm sure, and you're put in this position all the time. What's a question you ask that silences a room and makes them squirm just a little bit?
So one of the things that I ask, I know that in the conference, spoiler alert, towards the end, I ask, what kind of leader do you want to be? Do you want to be the kind of leader that someone calls you at 3 a.m. in the morning because they're ready to take their own life? Or are you going to be the kind of leader that they pass up? That guy could have called his mom. That guy could have called his dad. He could have called a buddy. Yeah. He could have called a myriad of other leaders. He didn't call any of them. He called me because he knew I'd pick up the phone. He knew what time it was where I lived. It was 3 a.m. where I lived. It wasn't where he lived. I was in Indiana at the time. He's in California.
Yeah.
He knows it's late for me. He knows I'm sound asleep, but he also knows that phone's by my head and I'm going to pick it up. And then you've got to ask yourself this. Do you want your kid calling somebody else other than you at 3 a.m.? Or do you want that responsibility given to you? That's the call to action right there. I want my kid calling me and I'm saying, where are you at? How can I help? Man, it's scorched earth. If I come over there, I'll help you and do whatever I can do. I'll risk it all for you right now. I'll drop everything for you because I love you.
Yeah.
And that's how I want to live. I tell my clients this all the time, especially like when a company will round up with it. They'll throw a guy in, I'll have him for 6 months, and then they'll throw another guy in. They'll be like, look, I don't want to end this coaching, but my boss says I have to. So what am I going to do without you? And I was like, look, dude, you're going to be fine without me. It's not me you need. It's just these concepts. Yeah. You're fine on your own. But here's the thing. You're screwed. We're friends now. You've got my number. Always call me.
Yeah, right.
I'm not some unaccessible culture guru, right? Woo-hoo! I'm an average guy. I'm just a blue-collar dude who's seen a different way to live and want to encourage the world. And you just so happen to be in it, baby.
Yeah. And I can tell you, everybody listening from personal experience, there's been a handful of times when I've reached out personally to Michael for some advice and picked up the phone, answered my text immediately. I mean, he not only talks the talk, but he walks the walk. There's no doubt about it. And I'm just proud to call him a friend.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Look at you.
Yeah. What else you got?
Michael, anything else you want to get out there?
Tell everybody how they can find you.
BowmanLegacies.com. You can check me out on LinkedIn. My name is spelled funky. It's Mikel. You can Google me even, and I show right up.
But you do. And one of the first 3 videos when you Google Mikel Bowman is the last episode from the Geoholics.
There you go. There you go. And I love that.
I want to give you guys something at BowmanLegacies.com/lead from the middle Geoholics. We want to give you $125 discount to our master class for leadership.
Ooh.
The book is Why We Lead from the Middle. This course is the How We Lead from the Middle. And we're just doing that for you Geoholics.
Well, send us that link. We'll make sure it gets out there. And man, oh man, if folks don't take advantage of this, it's absolutely silly.
That's amazing.
This is an incredible opportunity.
Thank you, Michael.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Michael, thank you very much.
I got 2 questions. One, what's one message you would want to, it's the beginning of the year. What's one message you want everyone to think about as we start a new year and think about for 2026?
Take your New Year's resolutions. Go grab them. I know they're on the fridge, right? They're on your desk somewhere by the bedside. I want you to grab them, and I want you to walk into your bathroom. That's right. Just be patient with me. Walk in the bathroom, peel it off of there, crumble it up, and flush it down your shitter. That's what I want you to do.
What?
I love it.
That is not what I thought he was going to say.
That's what I want you to do. And then I want you to start to make plans with action items and make them palatable plans that you can do. Not this high and lofty thing. And if you're only planning a month out, that's fine. Then plan the next month. Accomplish these things. Don't make it so big a goal that you can't accomplish it. Keep working because you got some of you are single moms out there. You're savages out there working hard, raising kids. Some of you are single dads out there, savages working hard, raising kids. You got a lot on your plate, and I get that. So make palatable things that you can do and hold yourself accountable to it. New Year's resolutions are only going to disappoint you. And keep going. Recognize the fact that you have greatness within you. That greatness was there to help you and others. What makes you great makes others great. That's how we change the world, by moving forward and doing great and phenomenal things. So find that greatness, enhance it every day, learn, grow, read, expand your mind, pull the paradigm shifts right out from underneath yourself if you have to. Seek knowledge and wisdom. And don't stop that. And I'm going to tell you something. You right now, listener, know somebody who's still living in their mom's basement. I do. The guy's 51. I graduated with him. Saw him arguing with his mommy over wanting Fruit Loops at the grocery store. Don't be that guy. And you're not that guy. So keep going. Stop being so hard on yourself. Stop being so hard on yourself. You're still going. You're still growing. So keep going.
So I got to say this. If anybody listening isn't ready to run through a wall and be the best version of themselves at this very moment,
I know.
You've missed the point of this whole conversation.
Exactly.
You know what my New Year's resolution is, by the way?
What's that?
No McDonald's for a year.
Wow.
Yes.
How about no McDonald's ever?
Oh, well.
You said reasonable, achievable goals here, Michael. There is no chance this man goes a month without McDonald's.
I've not had McDonald's. I've not had McDonald's. I am going to
zero chance
to this. Trust me.
We've been to other countries and he can't leave without going to McDonald's.
Hey, so. McDonald's in Germany doesn't count.
Did you get a Royale? Did you?
Yeah. I myself put a time limit on TikTok on my phone, so once I hit it, I'll actually do something a little more productive.
That's a good idea.
I got rid of
some learning stuff on there, but did you?
Oh yeah, I got rid of it. I'm on TikTok somewhere, but then somebody stole my identity and asked a 90-year-old woman to marry her and swindled her out of like $15,000. So yeah, I'm done with TikTok. By golly.
Oh my goodness.
Now you're trying to fix that legacy there.
That's horrible.
All right. One last question, Michael. You know what it is. Take us out. Do you have a mantra that you live by?
Man.
And I know you do.
He's probably got a dozen.
That's the next book you're working on is all of them, but you're going to have to summarize it.
All right. The mantra that I live by. It's I don't know. It's a lifestyle, and it's all about that legacy. And all I'm trying to do is just live it out every single day. I get off the path. I get grouchy. I flip people off in traffic. I get rowdy. I do all those things to everybody else.
Wait, but
same as you.
Still. Okay, good.
Oh, still.
Sometimes I think you're a little, like aspirational, because it seems like I would flip a guy off and like, what would Mikel Bowman do that?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Oh, hey, new bracelets.
Yeah,
what would Mikel do?
Yeah. Apparently the same thing I would.
Yeah, the same exact thing, man. Anybody, because here's the thing too, guys. Anybody, and listen, guys, listener, listen to me. Anybody that tells you that they're better than you, or says that they have somehow ascended to some higher plane that now these things don't affect them, is selling you a line of crap. I have coached people that were billionaires. All right. Look, we've all got more issues in Time Magazine. There are pretenders, but don't look at them. Don't watch them. Keep doing your own thing. And I guess if anything, my mantra for myself is to keep loving myself, which I always thought was just such frou-frou garbage. But when I started to learn how to actually love me, and I didn't, when I started to learn to love me, man, my capacity to love and help others grew tenfold.
You know what? We're all fucked up in our own way.
Yep.
Oh,
yep.
1,000%.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So some of us just talk about it on a weekly podcast every week, a little more than others.
And some it's glaringly obvious, but hey.
That's awesome.
Oh, love it.
All right.
Anything else
Mikel,
you want to get out there,
thank you again, man. I cannot thank you enough for your time.
It's one of our favorite times of the year.
Always love reconnecting with you.
And it's a great thing to do, especially as we go to a new year. So.
It's a humble honor that you guys trust me. So, man, I always try to want to bring my best, and I want people to walk away feeling encouraged today.
Yep, you always do, man. Thank you. All right. Adding value and making friends.
Oh.
Hey, we kicked the year off. I don't think we can kick the year off any better.
No, impossible.
To be honest with you. Impossible. If anyone would like to be a guest on a future show, shoot us an email at info@thegeoholics.com. We're booking into the end of February right now, as a matter of fact. Huge thanks to our PLS partners from 2025, Emlid, Topodot, Altura Central, NLC Prep, GeoNet, David Evans and Associates, and of course, our best friend ever, Trent Keenan at Diamondback Land Surveying. We could not do any of this without you. Metallica, Seek and Destroy, available everywhere. Until next time, everyone, bunch of takeaways. Build a legacy that will outlive your legend. You've got greatness in you. Everybody does.
You do.
Choose love and kindness. It's a choice. Keep loving yourself. Most importantly, be safe and healthy, everybody.